Mr. Everybody, and what's the Chow Chinchows JoesphGames here, and welcome to another team builder. It is week 6 of the WSS, the World Showdown series, and we are up against Josh, Hoo-Ha, and of course his cape Arboks. Me and Josh have history going back to the old days of the PIC Pokemon International Cup Season 2. We were supposed to face in that league. Sadly, I pulled out before that actually happened, but he has followed me. And flash forward 1 year later, we are in the WSS and we are going to fight right now. Well, this week anyway. And it's going to be an absolutely amazing fight. I feel like it is going to be a fight. It's probably going to be a brawl. It's going to get ugly at some times, but you're going to enjoy it all the same. There will be blood. And that's what I can tell you. There will be blood. Anyway, let's take a look at our team, which is going to be possibly doing the beatings. So we have Bennett, Mega Bennett, that is, Magmortar, Xuntree, Suicune, Latias, and Bisharp. That is our team for this week. We will go into those in more detail later on in the video, but let's take a look at Josh's team, which is going to be very, very interesting to deal with. He starts off with his Mega Alakazam. Mega Alakazam is a very, very interesting Pokemon. It does a lot of damage, it's got a lot of special attack, and of course, it cannot take a hit on the physical side. On the special side, it probably can take a few hits, but on the physical side, it cannot take anything. It is going down like that. That's basically what it is going down like. And then, of course, we have Tornadorus T. Tornadorus T is that the cloud form or the bird form? Let me check this up, because I'm going to forget otherwise. I'm going to forget, and I'm going to be annoyed at myself. Is this the cloud form or the bird form? There's Tornadorus. This is the bird form. That's the Therium form. That's the bird form. Okay. Bird form Tornadus. Bird form Tornadus is a very, very interesting mon. It's got good special attack. He's probably running a Regenerator. It's got good speed. Good physical attack too. He's going to be running Regenerator. He's going to be running Hurricane if he's going to be bringing it at all. And he can do a lot of damage like that. Nobody's running Defiant. Who would run the Defiant on a Therium form Tornadus T? Nobody's going to do that. Nobody's going to do that. So, yeah, he's running Regenerator. Regenerator's kind of scary, bringing back Recovery, but he's got some interesting attacks as well, so it could be very, very interesting. His defenses aren't great, so he probably can't take too much of a hit, so we'll honestly see what we can do with that. Then we have Clefable. Clefable is a wall. It is a literal wall, but it is rather fun to deal with too. It does a lot of recovery moves. It got things like Soft Boiled. It gets things like Recover. It gets Wish. It can Heal Bell. It can do a lot of annoying healing moves, and it can also do some interesting special attacks too, with things like Moonblast and Shadow Ball and stuff like that. It can bring the hacks with Thunder Wave and Will-O-Wisp as well, but there's always Metronome, which is always scary and always random, and I could see Josh bringing it. He's an interesting person, and Metronome is an interesting move to run, so, you know, you ain't game until you run Metronome in a Wi-Fi battle. You ain't game until you do that. Anyway, then we have Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen is the slightly more defensive version of Nidoking. Nidoqueen can do most of the same things that Nidoking can do, really. It's good special attack, good physical attack, but it can take a little bit more of a hit than Nidoking can do. And that's basically how you would run it, with a bit more defenses. And I'm not going to lie, interesting little fan service you can get from this Pokemon. Just all I'm going to say in the matter. Then we have Scizor. Scizor is an interesting mon to deal with as well, and is his kill leader at this moment in time. It does a lot of damage with things like Iron Head, Night Slash, U-Turn is a thing that Scizor can learn. So it's a very, very scary mon and can do a lot of damage because of all those moves. It is very, very powerful. It has an amazing physical attack stat, so it can do a lot of work. Then we have Slowbro. Slowbro is a tank. It's on the special side. It can do a lot of tanking of hits. It can also do a lot of doing hits with special attacks with things like Surf or Scold. Psychic is a good move if you run in it. You can run other things too. It's a very, very interesting mon. Can tank a hit, but can also deal those hits out too. And it's going to be very, very interesting to deal with. Hopefully I can think of ways to deal with it. Then we have Komala. Komala is very, very interesting. It's a good 7th gen mon. Interesting speed, good attack, and a little bit of defenses as well. But the thing you want to be running here is Rapid Spin, because it is one of the best Rapid Spinners in the game because it can't be hacked with things like Sleep, Poison, Burn, and Paralysis, because it's always asleep. So it can't be hacked by any of those moves, which means, in other words, there's not many ways you're bringing it down. So it's going to be a very, very interesting mon to deal with, is Komala. And then we have Darmanitan. Darmanitan is a mon I actually wanted to pick up in the draft, but sadly I left it too late, and now I have Magmortar. Magmortar's not that bad, though. Darmanitan is a very, very fast physical fire type. It is a very, very fast physical fire type. Does things like Flare Blitz, but can also do some interesting, slightly interesting special attacks too. And they're okay. If you wanted to run Special Darmanitan, you could. And then there's always Zen Mode. You can always run Zen Mode if you wanted to. I'm not suggesting people run Zen Mode. In fact, I'm steering people away from running Zen Mode. But if you're interested in running Zen Mode, you could do it. It's not a bad move. It's just very weird. So don't do it. And then we have Fundorus. This is Fundorus I, so this is Fundorus Cloud form. So Fundorus, very, very interesting mon, can do a lot of thunder attacks and electric attacks, that is, and a few interesting flyer attacks too. It does Thunderbolt rather nicely. It gets good special attack. It's a very, very scary mon, and Josh didn't originally have this as part of his team, but he used a free swap and he got it because, well, I don't know how he did this, but the coach of the New York Shellnets, which has been replaced now, has actually dropped this mon before he got replaced. So, interesting, really. I don't know what was going through the New York Shellnets coach's mind when he did that, so I can't figure out that one, but, like, there you go. That's an interesting idea. As we look at Josh's points picks now, he has a Flygon, which is a very, very interesting dragon ground type. It does a lot of good dragon type moves. It's quite good on the special attacking side. It also does some good physical attacks with things like Earthquake as well. So it's a very, very interesting mon. You can run Outrage on this thing and it does very nice with it as well. He's got the Dragonism Z, so he can do some damage, and if he's going to be bringing the Dragonism Z, he's going to be bringing it on Flygon. Then we have Gorebyss. Gorebyss is a tank. If you use the right form, and you're going to use the extra large form because that is the form you want to use. You don't really want to use any of the other forms because they're not good, but the extra large form is the one you want to be bringing if you're going to be bringing it at all to battle, and you can do a lot of good damage and can tank a hit as well. Things like Will-O-Wisp, Energy Ball, Shadow Ball, these are things that you would see run on a Gorebyss, and it's very, very scary for all those reasons. Then we have Medicham. Medicham is a good physical attacker, does some good physical moves like High Jump Kick, but also can do some good special moves like Psychic as well, and Focus Blast. So it's a very, very interesting mon. Can't take a lot of hits, but can do a lot of damage. So, yeah. Then looking at his record at this moment in time, he is 4-1 with a differential of 14. Yeah, it's huge. And on week 1 he won 5-0, on week 2 he won 3-0, on week 3 he won 6-0, on week 4 he lost 6-0, but he brought it back in week 5 and won 6-0 again. So yeah, I'm kind of scared for what Josh is going to be doing with me today. It's going to be a bit It's going to be a bit scary, and I think you guys are going to enjoy it. I think this is going to get ugly really, really quickly. So, yeah. Very scary. So let's take a look at my team, which hopefully can beat him. So we have Coco the Bayonet, War Machine the Magmortar, Exuntry or Extension Cord, Runner the Suicune, Sorvaladias, and Steel Avenger the Bisharp. Let's take a look at these Pokemon in more detail. So we start off with Coco on Bayonet, with Frisk for the ability holding the Bayonet tonight, because of course we're going to Mega Evolve because this is Mega Bayonet, and that's our Mega. And we have Shadow Claw, Gunk Shot, Shadow Sneak, and Trick Room on its moveset. If we're talking investments, we have 252 in attack, 8 in special defense, and 248 in HP. So, rocking a Brave Nature to lower our speed, which doesn't really matter. And we're also going to be plussing our attack, which does matter. So, that is the plan with this Brave Nature of ours. So, it can do a lot of work, can Mega Bayonet here. Basically, what I want to do with Mega Bayonet, and what we're planning to do with Mega Bayonet, because we talked about this with Darude whilst we're team building, is basically what we want to do here is we want to possibly set up a Trick Room and go to town on Heatmors. And Shadow Sneak is a interesting move because it still goes first, even in a Trick Room. So it can do some serious work as well. So I'm looking forward to that, seeing what that can do. And hopefully everything should go out rather nicely when it comes to Shadow Sneak. And we also have Shadow Claw, and Gunk Shot does a lot of damage too. So if we need to bring him in against Clefable, we can do. But the problem is with I think we outspeed Clefable in Trick Room as well. I think. I'm not exactly sure about that. I think we might underspeed Clefable in the Trick Room, so don't know what's going to be happening there. Then we have Magmortar. Magmortar is very, very interesting this week with War Machine, leftovers with Flame Body, Lava Plume, Taunt, Earthquake, and Toxic on its moveset. If we're talking investments, we have 252 in defense, 248 in HP, 8 in special attack, and we're rocking a Bold Nature, so we can take a hit if necessary, plussing our defense but minusing our attack, which does not matter here. So basically what we can do with this moveset is we can tank a hit if necessary, we can do some damage with Earthquake and Lava Plume, we can taunt, and that would throw Clefable off his game, because Clefable is going to be wanting to run things like Soft Boiled, it's going to be wanting to run things like Recover, it's going to be wanting to run things like Wish, it can get, I think it can get the Fog as well. So there's a lot of moves that Clefable is going to be wanting to learn that are non-attacking. And if we taunt it, it can't do any of those moves. And then we can Toxic it, we can probably take a hit from the Moonblast, and there we go. You're not doing too much damage, and that Clefable is no longer a threat, hopefully. And that is the plan with War Machine. Then we have Extension Cord, our Exuntry, with Choice Scarf, and of course Beast Boost for the ability Volt Switch, Ice, Hidden Power Ice that is, Thunderbolt and Discharge on his moveset. If we're talking investments, we have 252 in speed, 252 in special attack, and 4 in special defense, rocking a Timid Nature to plus our speed whilst lowering our attack, which does not matter. But what does matter is the fact that we can go to town with Volt Switch as long as he doesn't bring Flygon and he doesn't bring Nidoqueen. If he does bring those things, we gotta get rid of those things, and then we can go to town with Volt Switch. That is the plan with Exuntry, and if we get a good few speed beast boosts, we can do some serious damage. That is the plan with Exuntry. Then we have Suicune. Suicune is a very, very interesting mon. This week I was rocking an Assault Vest with Pressure, and has Scald, Ice Beam, Mirror Coat, and Shadow Ball. If we're talking investments, we have 252 in defense, 248 in HP, and 8 in special attack. We also have a Brave Nature to plus our defense whilst lowering our attack, and our attack does not matter. Anyway, so Basically, what we're going to be doing here is Suicune can tank a hit because it's Suicune. Why wouldn't it be able to tank a hit? And of course, then we can go to town with things like Scald, Ice Beam, Shadow Ball, and of course, we also have Miracle. Miracle is a very, very interesting move. If Gorebyss wants to use Energy Ball on me, it will do a little bit of damage, and we go to town on it with Miracle. Probably destroys the Gorebyss. If we go to town with what is it now? Gorebyss. Yeah. If we go to town with, if he tries to go to town with Zarm, with Energy Ball, he's not going to get that far with it because the fact is he's going to do like 30 damage to me, and I'm going to go to town with Miracles, and it's going to destroy him. And then if he tries to go to Hurricane with Tornadus, he does about 40% damage to me, and then we go to town with our move, which of course is Miracle, and that kills. If he tries to Thunderbolt me, that does about half, but we can also go to town with Miracle, and it does a lot of damage as well. Oh, and it won't kill, but it does a lot of damage, so that gives us a chance to switch out, and possibly, if we need to, we can get off Wish as well with this next mon, which is basically what we're going to be needing to do here. We got Saw Latios, leftovers with Levitate for the ability, Wish to Fog, Psychic, and Hidden Power Fire on its moveset. So, Hidden Power Fire is here for Scizor. It can do a lot of damage to Scizor, but also we have Psychic, which can do a lot of damage to its other Pokemon as well. We have the Fog, which can get rid of entry hazards, and we have Wish, which can help us tank hits from anything that tries to deal hits to us with Latios, and plus we can bring in Mon, especially Runner, and get some HP back on it if we necessarily need to. If we're talking investments, we have 252 in special defense, 8 in special attack, and 248 in HP, rocking a calm nature to plus our special defense whilst lowering our attack, and our attack does not matter, so that's why we can do that. And I feel like this is going to be a very, very interesting mon. Hopefully, we're going to be able to wish up some movesets. And of course, that means we can get Runner back up to speed and Runner back up to HP. And that means Runner can do the damage again when we switch him back in. That is the plan. Then we have Steel Avenger, my Bisharp with Life Orb, Defiant, Knockoff, Iron Head, Sucker Punch, and Rock Polish are on its moveset. If we're talking investments, we have 252 in attack, 252 in speed, and 4 in special defense. We're rocking an Adamant Nature to plus our attack and lower our special attack. Because we be adamant, and that's cool. So, we have a Life Orb to do extra amount of damage. We have a good physical attack to do a lot of good damage with Knockoff and Iron Head. Sucker Punch brings priority. And of course, Rock Polish is here to help us outspeed anything. 1 Rock Polish and we outspeed most things that aren't scarfed. 2 Rock Polishes and we outspeed most things that are scarfed. 3 Rock Polishes and we outspeed everything. And then we go to town. So that is the plan. That is a possible sweeper here. That is why Bisharp is so good. Bisharp is possibly a sweeper if you can get them off in the right situations. And if I can get those right situations in, then Bisharp can do some serious damage. So that's what I'm going to be trying to do with Bisharp. Let's take a look at those tables and we can see what's going on with them. Because I like to end off our team builders with looking at the tables. So here we go. So we start off with the Adelaide Aggrons, 5 wins, no losses, and a plus 18 differential. Then we have the Monterrey Gyarados, 5 wins, no losses, and of course a plus 18 differential as well. and they share first place at this moment in time. Then we have the Cape Arboks in third place with 4 wins, 1 loss, and a plus 14 differential. Then we have the Nijmengen Nuzleafs in 4 wins, 1 loss, and a plus 4 differential. Then we have the Toronto Squad Blue Jays, 3 wins, 1 loss, and a plus 12 differential, which is sadly going to be taken. Which is sadly not going to be the case anymore at the end of this week, because Cap has pulled out of the league. So the Toronto Squad Blue Jays is sadly no more in the WSS. But replacing them is a team coached by ShadowFireXD, and that of course is the Long Island Typhlosions. So good luck to ShadowFireXD for the rest of the tournament. We'll meet you in week 15, so that's going to be really interesting to see what you can do there. If you're still around, that is. Hopefully you're still around. We'll be able to fight in that match. So taking on his team, so that's the Long Island Typhlosions with 3 wins, 1 loss, possibly going to be 2 losses now because, you know, we're so late into the week that week 6 matches are happening, so he's going to have to take a loss for this week and a plus 12 differential. So it'll be 3 wins, 2 losses, and a plus 12 differential. I think that's probably it, but these tables are not always updated that well. And then we have the Pool Pitlubs in 6th with 2 wins, 3 losses, and a plus 4 differential. Then we are in 7th place with 2 wins, 3 losses, and a 0 differential. I need to get my differentials back, and I need to make sure that I stay in the playoff picture. That's what I'm going to be planning to do over the rest of this season, and hopefully we can do that. Then we have the Grony Young Gold Ducks, 2 wins, 3 losses, and a minus 1 differential. Then we have the Rose Radenborgs, 2 wins, 2 losses, and a... Okay, I'm apparently disconnected from Showdown for being inactive on Showdown, but that's fine. I'll log back in a minute because we're going to be doing our match soon, so hopefully that'll happen. Anyway, that's not important. Then we have, so Rose Radenborgs are in 9th, 2 wins, 2 losses, and a minus 1 differential. Then we have the Miami Heatmors in 10th, 2 wins, 3 losses, and a minus 1 differential. So you could say that all, I'd say like equal 8th. Yeah, equal 8th. Then we have the Dublin City Umbreons in 11th, 2 wins, 3 losses, and a minus 2 differential. Then we have the Indianapolis Cold Barleons, 2 wins, 3 losses, and a minus 6 differential. Then we have the Austin Aggrons. Their one hasn't been updated in a while, but like they have 1 win, 2 losses, and a plus 4 differential. Then we have the Long Island Palpitoads in 14th, 1 win, 2 losses, and a minus 4 differential. Then we have the Worcestershire Warranes, 1 win, 2 losses, and a minus 6 differential. And that is our opponents for next week. Equals Not Funny, so that's going to be pretty cool. That's going to be an interesting match, I think, if we face him. Hopefully, that will probably be our win. We're probably going to lose this week. We'll see what happens. I'm going to try for everything I can get against Josh. And then, of course, in 16th place, we have the Silver Spring Scizors. No wins, 5 losses, and a minus 22 differential. So, if we got our arse whooped for the rest of the tournament, we probably won't finish last, hopefully. So, that is not the plan, but, like, if it does happen, that's okay with me. Because, you know, I did want to not finish last out of all the active players at the end of the tournament. And that's what I'm going to hopefully do. I want to make playoffs, though. I want to make playoffs. That is the plan. Make playoffs, win more matches, and do what I can to stay in the playoff picture. That is the plan for this season. And I'm going to have some fun and enjoy myself too. And I'm going to learn a lot. That is what I'm planning and doing. Also, I'm not going to get stressed over Pokemon battles anymore. Because at the end of the day, it's just Pokemon. And I have fun and I enjoy it. And I'm going to try and enjoy it more. So that is the plan. So join us Sunday night for the matchup between me and young Josh Hoo-Ha and his Cape Arboks. Sunday night 8 p.m. on the channel. Sunday night 6 p.m. 2 hours before then, we have our week 3 match in the MILPB, and we are facing Ash Ketchup and his Lincolnshire Lycanrocs, and we are opening XY Evolutions pack, so don't forget to watch that video as well. And of course, on Monday night 7 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time is when the Galactic Lock starts, so get on that as well. That's going to be fun. I'm going to leave a link to that episode in the description as well, and if you watch it and vote for my starter, that would be really cool. So please do that. Vote for my starter for the Galactic Lock, because that's going to be very, very awesome. And until next time, I'm JoesphGames. Mean to love Pokemon, get to love everybody get Pokemon. Good night.